Now, you can get your magnifying glass and dress up as Sherlock Holmes, but you'll still never find Terapeak from this point forward. Terapeak is no longer Terapeak. There's not one. It doesn't exist. Terapeak was a company that eBay bought a few years ago, and now eBay uses the Terapeak technology in order to allow us sellers or buyers to go back up to 3 years of sold listings. Before, eBay only allowed 3 months of sold listings. And if you just use your normal phone search, it will only go back 3 months. If you use your normal search on a computer, it'll go back 3 months. But you can go to what used to be Terapeak, but is now called Product Research. eBay has removed all references to Terapeak from the screens, except maybe some of the help screens to let us know where Terapeak went and what it became. Terapeak is now called exclusively Product Research. Now that's no big deal. There's better news. The better news is Product Research, aka the old Terapeak, it's now on all cell phones. The Android phones, as well as those lady phones, the phones ladies use, the Apple phones, the iPhones, those phones also. The eBay app has seller research or product research, and I'm going to show you how to get to it. But you probably will need to update your phone's app. Just go to whatever the app store is that you download apps on. It'll be free. The eBay app is free. And update or install the newest version of the eBay app, and you will find it. So we're going to walk through that here on my phone. All right, so let's look at my phone here. And I'm on the eBay app. I have updated my phone, my eBay app, so that we have the newest version of the eBay app. And I have verified the product research is on here. You will find two places where selling appears. There is a button in the upper left-hand corner underneath the search on eBay search bar, as well as in the lower right-hand corner, there's a selling button down there. Use either one. It'll take you to your selling app that you're probably used to seeing. And you can scroll down to product research. That is the new Terapeak. The old Terapeak, no, it's the new Terapeak. This is brand new on your phone, and all that you do, it verifies research items sold on eBay in the last 3 years. So if you're outsourcing, this is possibly what you want. Now, a lot of times, keep the following in mind. Before you use this tool exclusively, keep in mind, really the last 3 months of price data is the best data, right? Something may have, for instance, a sports card could have been worth a lot more 2 years ago than it is now. It may not be selling anymore like it was because of whatever reason. They won the championship or something. Or perhaps a sports card sells far better today because they just won the championship than it did 2.5 years ago. So your latest data is always the best place to look first. And so I don't mind looking at the past 3 months of data, of sold data, whenever I'm doing comps. And that is the fastest. You just do the normal search on eBay. You don't have to find product research. And that's really what you should continue doing, I think, because eBay gives us 3 months worth of data. But if you don't have much data, if you're comping a very valuable item, by comps, I mean you're looking for what it recently sold for on eBay, or whenever it sold last on eBay, you're looking for a general price range of something that you're at a estate sale looking at. And you're thinking, well, this thing is $7. Well, I might be able to make some money off this antique clock. And so let me find it on eBay and find out what it is selling for. Well, if several of those exact clocks or very close to it appear in the normal eBay search, you don't need to go to product research and look 2 years ago. It really doesn't do you any added good. But if you can't find many, or if you can't find any, and there are times that you will be looking for something that simply literally has not sold in the last 3 months on eBay, you won't be able to find it on eBay's normal search. So what you do is now you can use product research. So you can go to get started, and I believe the first time you do that, you're going to see a screen that describes what it's about. I've already clicked away on that, and so I don't see it again. You'll probably see one additional screen that you can get rid of before you see this one. Enter keywords like brand names, model numbers, or other details. I'm just going to enter Longaberger. I like Longaberger baskets, as some of you know, basket, and I'll just enter 1997 just to kind of narrow it down, and that's all I'll do. Now I'm looking at Terapeak, but it's now called product research. Now notice the default is 90 days. That's no better than if I just used the search bar. But you can change the default to the last 6 months. You can scroll up the last 2 years and the last 3 years. We've never been able to do this on our phone. So you can choose last 3 years, and that will give me all of the data for the last 3 years on Longaberger basket from 1997. And I can go down and maybe find what I'm looking for that I couldn't find in the normal search on eBay. Now, there are options. Not only can you choose the date range, maybe you don't want to go back 2 years, maybe you just want to go back, 3 years, you may want to just go back 2 years or whatever. You can also choose all categories, all the categories that these baskets are normally searched in, or maybe you want to narrow it down. Now, Longaberger baskets, Longaberger sells pottery items, Longaberger sells wrought iron items. Maybe you want the category of, let's just kind of look, decorative collectible baskets. Maybe you don't want table runners or other decorative collectors or lids or servant ornaments or sculptures and figurines. That's probably where, at the very bottom, that's probably where Longaberger wrought iron items will be. You just want a basket, a wooden woven basket. So you can narrow down the search for the last 3 years to simply a category of baskets only if you want. You'll get far fewer results, but it will be more targeted. You also can look at condition. Are you looking at a used Longaberger basket from 1997, possibly to sell on eBay? What's it worth? It cost me $7 at this estate sale, which I think is pretty high. You really want a better deal than that. Now, Longaberger baskets can definitely be worth $7, but in general, I just don't want you paying very much for stuff. I want you to be in the mindset of paying much less than probably you've been paying lately for items before you came into this group. Generally, we're looking at used items. This is what this group primarily looks for. Pre-owned, we're an everything seller type of group. We don't exclusively talk about pre-owned and everything seller. We talk about people who are just clothing sellers, people who are just book sellers, and all of that. All of those subjects are going to be in the group. But in general, most people who get here and who learn how to list on eBay the ultra advanced way, they're everything sellers. You'll sell whatever will make you money. Anytime you go out garage selling, you don't say, I'm going to find something to resell. You say, I'm going to go buy some money. That's what I say. I'm going to go buy me some money. That means you've got to buy low and sell high. But this allows you to go back. Now, generally, I want used items, pre-owned items. So I am going to choose used, and maybe for parts not working, you never know. Now, a basket, it doesn't really count, but if you're looking at stereos or something, maybe you want to choose for parts not working. I'm just going to choose used for now. Some sellers incorrectly choose seller refurbished whenever they have even something like a basket that they've cleaned up and they call that seller refurbished. That's not really the spirit of seller refurbished. eBay doesn't really like us to do that. Seller refurbished literally means, you refurbish an electronic item and it's now working. You refurbished some car part and replaced whatever you need to replace, the wires and stuff to make it work now that didn't work before. In general, you should choose used when you're looking at a used item, not certified refurbished, not seller refurbished, parts not working depending on what it is. And then you can click the X, so now it's going to look only for used items. Format. We don't want to look at auctions generally. Auctions will never sell as much as fixed price listings in general, unless it's really a one-of-a-kind item, very collectible type of thing. Then you want to look at auctions as well. But I don't want to see auction prices for almost everything that I'm looking for out in the field that I'm looking to resell. So I'm going to choose fixed price. Now, I am looking at a range of items for the past 3 years. In the category of baskets, because I narrowed it down, I'm going to undo that. I think generally you should look for all categories. Most eBay sellers don't list in the proper category. Well, I don't know that most don't, a lot of them don't. And so you really need to look at all categories, I think, in general, unless you're having category problems and you want to narrow down the category. We're looking at fixed price. So no auctions are now going to appear in our past 3 years of searching for Longaberger baskets. And that is how we can look at up to 3 years of past sales on our cell phone now. And it's great to be able to do this. It's great to be able to go back more than 3 years on Terapeak. On product research.